Asia. So we're going to begin with questions so you guys know to raise your hand and if you get it correct, you win a prize. So how many countries are in Southeast Asia? There is less than 47? More than 7? 11 countries in Southeast Asia between the Indian and Pacific Ocean. So the population is around 620 million, while the U.S. only has 115 million. So everybody look at this chart. The next few questions will pertain to this chart. So which country is the richest? Right here? Singapore is the richest country in Southeast Asia. It has a GDP of almost 61,000 and it is the third wealthiest country in the world. So, what is life like? They are very modern. They have lots of skyscrapers and lights. So, which country is the poorest? Anybody? Okay, there you go. Right in the back over here? What? No, it's not Vietnam. It's Burma. With a GDP of about 1,400. So, what does life look like in Burma? So imagine staying in your house for 15 years and you're not allowed to leave. So her family fled to Britain, where unfortunately her husband passed away. She had the chance to go to his funeral, but she would not be allowed to return to Burma. So she missed her husband's funeral to stay in Burma because she loves her country and her people so much. So she was finally released from house arrest in 2010. She is now currently running for the presidency for the Democracy Party. Back in 2012, President Obama visited Burma. He is the first U.S. president to ever go here. He supports Aung San Suu Kyi 100%. So with his support, he will more than likely win the presidency for Burma and forever change its future. So, which religion is most widely practiced in Southeast Asia? Not Hinduism. Muslim? Okay, so Islam. So, what kind of climate does Southeast Asia have? This one should be a fairly easy question for you guys. Right here, blue-green with the glasses. What kind of climate? They have a tropical climate. So it is hot and humid all year round with plenty of rainfall. So because of this climate, there are a lot of natural hazards. So what kind of natural disaster is most common in Asia? It causes flooding. So what type of natural hazard causes flooding? Okay, it's similar to a tsunami. Okay, it's not called a hurricane over there. It is actually a typhoon. So in 2012, the Philippines and Vietnam suffered from a lot of typhoons. However, this past October, the Philippines suffered from Super Typhoon Haiyan. It claims nearly 10,000 lives. This has been the most widely reported and dangerous typhoon in history. So we're now going to present a dance to you, which is very different from South Asia, because each country in Southeast Asia has their own typical dance style. So please enjoy the uniqueness and the differences of Southeast Asia.
Em nghe gì không hỡi em, con chim nó bắt đầu nghe. Em thấy gì không hỡi em, con chim nó múa trên cành tre. Hót đi chim, hót cho mặt trời mọc quê ta. Hót đi chim, hót cho đời nhọc nhằn trôi xa. Chim trên đồng, chim trên non, chim tung cánh xóa tan sương mù. Chim trong hồn, chim trong tim, quê hương qua tiếng chim Việt Nam. Hót đi chim, hót cho mặt trời mọc quê ta. thương người yêu thương ta yêu không thể cứ mãi dừng ra cứ bạn bè như yêu ta ôi thương quá trái tim Việt Nam ôi thương quá trái tim Việt Nam ôi thương quá trái tim Việt Nam.
Alright, so which three countries were represented in the stand? So name at least one Southeast Asian country that was in the stand. One guy, we saw a couple of them earlier. Thailand's one. What's another one? What kind? Pakistan is in South Asia. Vietnam. Okay, one more country. It's an island nation. The Philippines. So Vietnam, Thailand, and the Philippines. Now we're going to discuss Vietnam. Vietnam is an S-shaped country, and they have a GDP of almost 4,000. So most Vietnamese make about $10.50 a day. So imagine just living off of $10.50 a day. It somehow seems impossible, but they do manage. Here's a typical form of transportation, and they also use scooters. So now we're going to take a look at a very interesting video about scooters. Alright, so does anybody know the name of the formal dress that Vietnamese women wear? It is a Vietnamese word, so do you have anybody in here that speaks Vietnamese? Alright, it is called an áo dai. So does anybody know what food is considered the cuisine ambassador of Vietnam? It is a type of soup, and it is 3 letters long. It is called pho, which consists of rice noodles and chicken or beef. So have you guys learned about the Vietnam War? Yeah. Okay, so these next questions pertain to the Vietnam War. So which president in 1969 pursued a policy called Vietnamization? So who was the president in 1969? Not JFK. Not Reagan. President Nixon. So which year did Vietnam Civil War end and communist rule? So we're looking for a year. The end of Vietnam War. Nope. Nope. 1975 is when the Vietnam War finally ended. So how did U.S. involvement in Vietnam finally end? So they signed some sort of document. It is not the Treaty of Versailles. Does anybody know what the name of this document is? In 1973. Anybody? It is the Paris Peace Accords, which pulled the last U.S. troops from Vietnam. So, here in America, we know the war as the Vietnam War. But what do Vietnamese call this war? The what? They call it the American War. So here in the States, it's known as the Vietnam War, and in Vietnam, this is known as the American War. Now we're going to discuss Thailand. And to be with Thailand, we're going to do our fingernail dance, which involves long, brass fingernails. So every movement of this dance signifies a certain word.
Welcome to Thailand, a country that is known as Land of Smile. Thai people love and respect their king and queen very much.
Welcome to Thailand, a country that is known as Land of Smile. Thai people love and respect their king and queen very much. Most of Thai are Buddhist. Temples are very important places for education and daily life. Hope you will visit Thailand, Land of Smile. Give my performance a round of applause. So for the past 180 years, Thailand and the U.S. have had an alliance. So now I'm going to teach you guys how to say hello and goodbye in Thai. So you put your hands together like you're praying and say Sawadi. So Sawadi. So does anybody know any popular Thai food? Chicken? Well, what's the name of this one? Sushi. There's no sushi in Thai. Come on, Thai food, traditional Thai food, not McDonald's. They have McDonald's, but what's the traditional Thai food name? Pad Thai, green chicken curry, spicy papaya sauce. So all Thai food is spicy. So does anybody know why Thailand is called Land of the Free? Why are they free though? So, Thailand is the only Southeast Asian country to avoid European colonization. So they have always been independent. So back in 1949, they changed the name from Siam to Thailand. Thai means free. Therefore, Thailand means land of the free. So does anybody know what this ceremony is? Teachers, this is a very important ceremony. Can anybody guess what the ceremony is? It is Teachers Appreciation Day. Thai students are very grateful for their education because they know if they want to get anywhere in life, they need to be educated. So on this day, they bring presents to their teachers and they bow down to them as a sign of respect. So after I graduated high school in 2010, I visited the Philippines where my mother is from. I have been a part of the Zale International Folk Fair for 6 years now. I started in high school, so once you guys get to high school, you can join as well. There are over 7,000 islands that make up the Philippines. This is a typical feast. They eat lots of fish, chicken, and pork. And on special occasions, they roast an entire pig, which is called lechon. Here's my mother. She used to push me youth to make a type of ice cream. Many Filipinos just gather different kinds of vegetables or fruit to make their own homemade ice cream. So after World War II, there were a lot of jeeps left over. So the Filipinos took these jeeps and extended the back, and they called them a jeepney. So it's a type of transportation similar to a taxi. However, about 10 to 20 people can fit in the back. A tricycle is another type of transportation. So in Manila, which is the capital city of the Philippines, traffic is very bad because most people don't buy to traffic laws. So there's constant traffic jams. So if you want to get anywhere relatively fast, you need a tricycle because they go in and out of traffic with ease. My family owns a rice farm. There's my uncle plowing the field. However, everybody cannot afford machinery, so they have to use waterboat. Planting rice is the longest traditional deal because you have to plant the rice, and once it grows to a certain point, you have to pick it up and then replant it. So, how many islands make up the Philippines? Yes, over 7,107 to be correct. So, what 3 countries have colonized the Philippines? Name at least one. The British, no. Not France. Alright, it began with Spain in the 1400s, then Japan during World War II, and then the U.S. But Philippines is now an independent country. So which holiday is celebrated It is not an egg, and it is not a duck, but it is in between the stages of an egg and a duck. It's still a duck, it can't be a chicken. So it's a nearly fertilized duck egg with an embryo inside. Here are some pictures. Regular boiled egg, so the yellow part, then you save the best part for last, which is the baby duck. It has its feathers and its beak, sometimes even its eyeballs. So you just sprinkle salt on it, and you just eat it all in one bite, and you don't even taste the duck. It is very delicious. Seems strange, but we're Filipinos, and Vietnamese people eat these like it was hot dogs or tacos. Now we're going to present the Screama, which is Filipino martial arts. So my presenters right here will show you what we do with Screama. So you guys pay very close attention to this group because I will call on a couple volunteers after this to come up here and demonstrate this move with them. So what they do is they have two bamboo sticks. The goal of this is to knock the other stick out of the opponent's hand. So pay very close attention to their pattern. So who would like to go here and try to scream? Need more volunteers. Right here on the side? You don't want to do it? Right here. Okay, so we have all the players, so just pay attention and you can count on the look. So let's see how well they do. So the pattern is up, up, middle, middle, down, down. So you can opposite sticks on your opponent. So did anybody buy any fans earlier today? If you bought a fan and you would like your name translated, please raise your hand and we'll have a performer come and translate your name. Either Urdu or Hindi. Anybody else like to come and try to scream Alright, now we are going to put on a fashion show for you guys. However, I need a few volunteers. So if I can have a couple volunteers, please raise your hand. Marcel here in the orange dress will explain to you guys how to come up here. So just keep your hands raised. You guys are going to win a prize. So keep your hands raised. Marcel, we have a couple young girls in the back. However, the jump bend is very intricate. So each one of my Southeast Asian performers are going to pick a model and they're going to help them put on their pants. The crown bend is made of one single material. So our models here have to step inside of the material, and then the performers will tie a waist knot in the front. This Once they have the waist knot tied, they will twist it into a tail to pull in the back, which is called a raised tail. The raised tail is then tucked into the back.